Hi, my name's Danny. My pronouns are he, him because I've got a dick and balls and they're not artificial. My new username online is Ludovico147. I've picked this username as a tribute to one of my favourite films, A Clockwork Orange.
I take it you are referring to the Ludovico technique.
I tried to go for Ludovico 94, as 1994 was the year I was born, and it is also a reference to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, Fourth Movement, the piece that plays while Alex is strapped to the chair.
Are you referring to the background score?
Yes!
I'm likely to use a lot of film clips to articulate some of the points that I want to make. I enjoy watching films, but I wouldn't go as far as to call myself a film buff. I don't think I've watched enough films to earn that title. I'm a creature of habit, so I tend to prefer watching a film that I already know that I like. I've always been interested in philosophy, even since I was a little kid. I'd say I'm specifically interested in ethics above all else. I enjoy trying to figure out what is right and wrong. I don't like to read books, so I'm not at all well read when it comes to philosophy, or anything else for that matter. I've picked up a lot from films and YouTube videos over the years, and I've come up with a lot of my own philosophies and theories. If there's one film that I'd say has informed my worldview more than others, it's The Matrix. The Matrix came out when I was 4 years old, and I don't know when exactly I would have first watched it, but I know I would have watched it and internalised it at a very young age. As a result, I'm sympathetic to the branch of philosophy that is solipsism. I've always gone through life with the idea in the back of my head that we are all plugged into a matrix, that what we would call reality isn't reality at all, and that everything we think we know could be wrong.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
It's a worldview that has proven very handy since the beginning of the pandemic, now that we live in what I often refer to as the post-truth era. I'm constantly asking myself if what I think and believe could be wrong. I like to think I'm a very introspective person. I'm something of an armchair psychologist. I'm very interested in psychology, but I've not received any formal training or qualifications in the subject. I've done an online personality test a few times in the past, and my results have listed me as a mediator every time. I like to listen to everybody's experiences and points of view with an open mind, regardless of who the person is, and I try to empathise with everybody, because ultimately I want what's best for everybody. I enjoy talking with people, exploring different ideas and challenging my own beliefs. I believe that with virtually every issue, both sides of the issue have merit. That's why it's so important for me to talk to people I don't agree with. I believe that everybody is worth listening to, and that everybody is right about something. Even a stop clock is right twice a day. Talking to people that you disagree with helps to negate the risk of ending up in an echo chamber, where your own opinions are simply fed back to you and reaffirmed without challenge. I've been doing a lot of talking/arguing with people on social media in recent years. I'll be using a lot of conversations and arguments I've had with people on social media to explore and present ideas and observations to you in my videos. But I would like to say now, and I will probably repeat this quite a lot, I do not endorse getting in contact with the people whose arguments I will be featuring in my videos. If you wish to go out of your way to contact them, then there's really nothing I can do. But my intention by showcasing their arguments is not to encourage bullying or any sort of pile-on. It's so that we can all learn from each other's mistakes. I'm a proponent of free speech, a free speech extremist, if you will. I don't like political correctness, and I love dark and offensive humour. In my opinion, political correctness encourages dishonesty, and I think everybody should strive to be as honest as they can be. In my view, dishonesty is not conducive to healthy, productive discussions. Honesty is the best policy. Politically, I identify as centre-left. Every time I've taken a political compass test, the results have come back centre-left. Having said that, I don't feel at home with the current left, and I certainly wouldn't call myself a leftist. I don't like to label myself often, but I think the closest political label that would apply is liberal, in the traditional sense, as in before the left went absolutely insane, and before the term liberal had been dragged through the mud and acquired its modern connotations. I don't think my politics fit nicely into any group or category. I'm an individualist and largely against collectivism, although I do recognise the practical application for collectivism, and I try to behave individually in a way that I believe benefits the collective. I believe every philosophy or doctrine has some element of truth to it, and some element of good and bad. Because I'm sympathetic to all doctrines, and I don't fit nicely into any category, I tend to reject labels altogether. I was brought up to believe that we should be moving away from labels and celebrating individuality. This is why I don't like to apply labels to myself. If I had to sum up my politics in one phrase, I often say that my heart is left-wing, but my head is right-wing. As for the y-axis on the political compass, I believe I've scored both on the authoritarian side slightly and slightly to the libertarian side in the past. However, I would think that I would likely score on the libertarian side these days. I hate authority, and I've certainly become more sympathetic to libertarianism in the past few years. I don't like being told what to do, and I don't like telling others what to do either, although I do recognise the need for authority and hierarchies in some contexts. I don't really worry about my place in hierarchies, and I certainly do not have a drive to climb to the top of any of them. I don't really want to come off like an authority on any subject. I want you to take what I say with a pinch of salt, as what I say will be mostly just me expressing my personal opinions, observations and experiences. I've also been known to say things that I don't believe in order to make a point, but I think I'm going to try and avoid doing that in future. I'm going to try and stick to saying only things I mean, unless what I'm saying is obviously satire or sarcasm. However, it is ultimately up to you to figure out what I'm saying and what I mean, and to derive your own thoughts and opinions based on what I'm saying. I want you to come to your own conclusions, informed by your own experiences and what you believe to be true. I do not wish to lecture down to anybody, as I myself don't like being lectured down to. As for my social media presence, I think I'm going to be mainly focused on YouTube and Twitter, probably more Twitter than anything else. I will link all of my socials in the description, but I think I'm going to be mainly using those to promote my content. I will also be uploading videos to the YouTube alternatives, Rumble, BitChute, etc. It's something I'll figure out as I go. As things stand, Twitter would probably be the best place to get my attention, as I do spend a lot of time on there, but I'm going to try and engage with the other social media platforms more often. I have also set up a Subscribestar account. I feel a little bit cheeky talking about it at the moment, what with having not uploaded for over 2 years. But on the other hand, I still feel like I would like to give making videos a shot. I think having subscribers may get me motivated to make videos and content more regularly. I do tend to be more productive when I actually have obligations to people, and I would certainly feel more obligated to make content if I had subscribers. I probably won't mention my Subscribestar again until I feel like I'm some way towards making regular content. But if you do feel like making a contribution, I would very much appreciate it. Just as I would appreciate any support in this endeavour. Comments, feedback, likes, subscriptions, shares, anything and everything that goes to support my content will be greatly appreciated. This has been something I've been wanting to do for a long time now. I don't feel as though I will ever get rid of the urge to make content online, so I'm hoping that the time is right this time. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoy my content.